From Washington, a diplomatic and economic showdown is brewing, and it could have massive consequences for the global economy. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bassent has issued a stark warning. India could soon face even more American tariffs, and this time the decision may hinge entirely on what happens in Alaska, where President Donald Trump is meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin in a high-stakes summit aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. The talks, being held in Anchorage, are seen as one of the most pivotal moments in recent U.S.-Russia relations and, unexpectedly, in U.S. India trade ties. Bassent, speaking to Bloomberg TV, revealed that India is already feeling the sting of secondary tariffs because of its ongoing purchases of Russian oil, but he made it clear, if these talks between Trump and Putin fall apart, if tensions rise, and if Russia refuses to budge toward a peace deal, those penalties on India could grow even harsher. Earlier this month, President Trump imposed a 25% surcharge on India for buying oil and weapons from Moscow. At the time, Trump warned of, quote, severe consequences if Russia did not agree to a peace settlement. The dispute stems from a simple but explosive fact. Since the Ukraine war began, India has been importing massive quantities of cheap Russian oil. In 2024 alone, Russian crude made up between 35 and 40% of India's total oil imports, a staggering jump from just 3% in 2021. New Delhi's defense? As one of the world's largest energy consumers, it says it has no choice but to buy cheaper oil in order to protect its citizens from soaring fuel prices. But in Washington, that explanation isn't selling. President Trump has repeatedly accused India of what he calls abusing tariffs, using high import taxes to keep out U.S. goods while maintaining a lopsided trade relationship. He's made it a priority to cut America's $45 billion trade deficit with India, and these oil purchases from Moscow have only made the situation more politically charged. For months now, negotiators from both countries have been trying to find common ground. But one issue remains a major sticking point: India's refusal to lower its steep duties on American agricultural and dairy products. Now, the stakes are about to get higher. On August 27th, new 50% tariffs are set to take effect, instantly making India the most heavily taxed U.S. trade partner in all of Asia. According to trade experts, the impact could be severe. India's export industries, especially textiles and jewelry, could take a major hit. And if these tariffs hold, the country's overall economic growth could slow by as much as half a percentage point. For India, that would mean lost jobs, reduced factory output, and rising costs for its exporters. For the U.S., it could mean higher prices for certain imported goods, but also a strategic message. Tariff pressure is now a primary tool in Washington's foreign policy playbook. All eyes now turn to Anchorage, Alaska, where the Trump-Putin meeting is underway. If the talks produce a path to ending the war in Ukraine, India may avoid a new wave of economic pain. But if the summit collapses, if no peace deal emerges, the United States appears ready to tighten the screws on New Delhi. This isn't just about oil. It's about the balance of power in a rapidly shifting world.